been amazing, man. You know, we've been playing these tunes for kind of 8 months now, so they're pretty much well oiled, and we find like you know, the new songs stand alongside the old songs, if not better. You know, we made the decision ourselves to kind of to go as big as we can with this record. You know, without changing what we're about. I mean, we're a band with very strong ethics and beliefs on the way we do things. So at no stage do we feel like we've compromised what we're about or what we do. But I mean, times are changing. You know, and all we want to do is get this record heard as much as possible because we're really happy with it and we're really down with it. It's kind of like. You know, we made that decision to take it out of the box of the studio and get it out to the people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a banging album. I don't think we kind of, you know, it's never really a big grand plan.
No.
You know, so, you know, we write the music first and foremost for us, and you know, then the fans, and as a vehicle to go live. You know, it's I think that you know. You might hear some of what you're maybe referring to there, some of the triumph of the album, you know, the triumphant sound of the Prodigy being back together in the studio. I think it's still venomous and, you know, still edgy, but you know, it is quite up, you know, and that comes from the fact that we're, you know, recording together again, you know, and again, not something we decided to do. I just think that excitement, you know, has come out in the record.
You know, we try not to get bogged down with too much of the kind of facts and figures of like the industry, because it's kind of
we can't change it.
It doesn't really come into our world, and we've got to obviously deal with it. But we'll let the other people deal with that side of things. You know what I mean? But I think as far as the internet goes and stuff like that, years ago when we kind of were not really feeling it, we weren't really into the internet because it was taking away our chance of trying out new demos and new things on stage, you know, without them getting ripped and kind of. But now I've had the last few years we have a completely different look at it now, and I've kind of reversed my opinion on it, and
now we use the internet to our advantage. You know what I mean? You know, we've got our own little kind of filmmaker, you know, takes photographs of us and does little doco films for us, you know, and it's an opportunity for us to get our ideas and little films, and we put them on, you know, on our website and so forth. So, you know, we use it to our advantage, whereas before, yeah, we were a bit close-minded about it.
I think also as well, you know, the thing is, the Prodigy is nothing new in the knowledge of the Prodigy are a live band. You know, essentially the music's written to go live and take this thing out on the road to as many places as we can. And the internet can't corrupt that, you know, can't get involved with that, you know, not unless we say so. So, keep it rolling.
In an ideal world, what would a record label do for a band?
Let them be free and creative with the way they want to operate, and not dictate. I think the main problem with major record labels, they don't allow the artists to develop anymore. It's like hit and miss. If the album doesn't, the new band comes out, they don't hit the figures, then they're out. You know, which is, you know, it's the way it goes. I mean, more bands should just be doing it themselves. I think, you know.
Yeah, obviously, I think some labels they see an artist and they have interest in the artist, you know, as a get-go, and then they try to manipulate them, they try to steer them in a different direction where they can capitalise on. And, you know, and I think it's the same thing. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of stunting the artist's growth and not letting them develop.
Well, another thing about about a label trying to craft an artist's image instead of the artist doing it, it's kind of becoming more difficult now for bigger labels to do that, because not a lot of people are buying into that bullshit, because a lot of the middleman is being cut out.
I mean, basically, you know, the record labels are scrabbling as hard as they can to get what they can, so they're trying to do the 360 deals and, you know, get hold of every, you know, even want to sell your t-shirts for you.
Right.
But the Prodigy from day one have always had control over everything, you know, you know, it's, you know, from every aspect of it, you know, I was just saying to someone there, you know, it's not like you spend 2 years writing an album and just give it to someone to work out the artwork and decide what it's going to look like, and, you know,
I think that people are really taking control of their own music now, like you're saying. Do you know what I mean? And you know, the internet has given that freedom to artists for them to put their own tunes up on their MySpace or whatever it is and release it on the internet. You know, whether they're selling 50 copies or whether 5,000 copies, that's the buzz. Do you know what I mean? And you know, they're creating their own artwork, they're taking control of their own you know, their own destiny.
Yeah.